Yeah, my name is Polite Tongshinen.
My name is Fuki Polite Tongshinen. Okay, and this is Little Cupboard. His name is Cupboard Polite Tongshinen.
That's our son. I'm a husband.
He's my knight in shining armor. He's my male husband.
Yeah, so we met. A friend of mine introduced her to me. She joined the choir while I was away. It was a choir we started from the university in 2006. So she joined while I was away, and then when I came back, a friend of mine was pointing her to me like, hey, and that friend really knows me very well. He knows the kind of things I like, so, and I gave it a try, and it was, thank God she accepted my request. In fact, I had to go all the way to propose, looking for a way to draw near to her, to draw close to her, looking for the nicest way so that I will not be, my offer will not be rejected. So I had to offer as a voice coach to take her and her younger brother for voice training, and so that was the hook. That was the hook. When they came for voice training, I shoot my shots. Yes, sir.
Okay, so a friend of his, Shima, I was volunteering with an NGO called Grace and Light. So they usually go to churches and do an outreach for HIV and AIDS patients, or do an outreach and informing people and creating awareness about HIV. So I met with Shima when it was time to announce results for the people who had run the test. And afterwards, Shima heard me singing and he said, "Oh, you should join this choir." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not sure I'm the choir kind of person." And he said, "No, I think you should be part of the choir." So I went for the rehearsal the first day and I saw him. He was addressing the choir. "Guys, you need to pray. You need to pray. Do you know how people are praying?" And I'm like, "Oh God, who is this boy shouting at us and telling us how much we should pray, So after the meeting, he was like, "Oh, what's your name? Nice to meet you. My name is Fuki. Next rehearsal, what's your name? My name is Fuki. Next rehearsal." I'm like, "Guy, my name is Fuki. How difficult can it be to remember, And so he said, "Oh, I'd like to visit your house and all." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine," because they were sort of like the pioneers of the choir. So it was a great thing to have him want to come, and visit. And by the time he got to the house, he saw my brother playing a guitar and he's like, "Oh, I'm interested in you. Come for voice training." And then, he came for voice training along the line. Sometimes when my brother is tired, we take a break and then we take a long walk, around the area. And he's like, "Oh, I want to get to know you better," and blah, blah, blah. Basically, a few weeks into voice training, he just said, "I love you and I want to marry you." I'm like, no, this is not how it works. You say "I love you," you start a relationship, you take a while, then it now ends up in marriage. And he's like, "Well, this is what I want and I'd like you to consider it." And that was how, we started out the journey. And 8 years down the line, here we are.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think at the time I met her, the other ladies I had dated or we had been in a relationship with, there's absolutely nothing wrong with any of them, in case they are listening. But I think I met my wife at the time I was psychologically ready. I met her at the time I could say, okay, in 2 years' time, in a year's time we should, in 3 years' time. So and then she really cooperated. That's another thing. The relationship was, my wife was a very teachable person. My girlfriend
was or is
a very teachable. Is a very teachable person. Very teachable. So our values are a bit not the same. By the time we met, we were from different background. I'm more from the Pentecostal. She's more from the cooking, conservative. That's what I mean. Yeah. But I really wanted had to be on fire too. So, and I noticed if I'm trying to, engage her in the things of God, she's not the kind of person that says, please, I don't want to go any further with God. I like where I am. So she's the type who saw me and saw the things I stood for and said, actually, I really want to, and then that's how come. When I saw all of that, for me, it was like, I think you've seen your wife. No need to look anywhere else. And then we dated for 3 years, and by God's grace, at the 3rd year, we were ready to get married, and we got married in 2016 February. This year is our 8 years. 8 years. February this year we're 8 years. Yes.
Okay, so basically I think one of the things that I had noticed was he had certain values that I had grown up with. First of all, he was a lover of God. I mean, he really loved God and he was sincere. He would look at me and tell me, see, I'm not after your body. I don't want to sleep with you. I love you because of you. So for me, it meant a whole lot, because prior, you know the way that it feels like you meet with a man and then all he wants is your body, your body, your body. But then I'm meeting someone who is telling me outrightly, I don't want your body. I love you for who you are, and I'm hoping that this will end up in marriage. And then his love for God, and then the way that he handles people. He can go all out for people. He's not a people pleaser, but he can go all out for people. He's always there. I mean, you can call him in the middle of the night and say, please, I'm in this trouble, please help me. He's not in the capacity to help, but he will find it. There is no how you can come to him and meet him up with a challenge or a problem and then he's not there to help you solve it. And for me, it meant a whole lot, and it kind of attracted me to him, and I'm like, well, this is somebody I'm not scared of committing my entire life to in a lifetime. Okay, so one of the major issues that we had or that we faced was that he's a very blunt person. He's blunt. If you're acting stupid, he'll say, why are you stupid? I, on the other hand, I'm diplomatic. So I'll tell you, the way you are acting, you shouldn't act this way. People that have sense don't really act like this. So I have a way of going around it. So I remember a particular event that happened. We were supposed to hold a concert at Crest Hotel sometime in September 2018 or 19, I think.
2013.
No, it was that long?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it was a concert we were supposed to hold, and then at the concert we were, on stage. We were trying to do sound check and all. Then I bumped in.
Centenary 2014.
2014.
Centenary.
It was Plateau Centenary, right? Nigeria Centenary. That's right. So we were on stage trying to do mic check. Then a lady called me downstage to help her tie her headgear, because I know how to do that well. Then by the time I went down to help her, then another lady now said, why are you guys just chanting on stage? Because it was the chant we were using for the mic check. Don't you know that if people walk into the venue, they will think you didn't rehearse. So don't do sound check, just go ahead and sing. And I told her, how is that your business? If the program starts, you'll see that we sang and we rehearsed. So I went back up stage, we finished mic check. I saw him joking with some people around. And then I'm like, can you imagine what this person said? Whoa, he outrightly just fed up. Where did you go to? You just went to go and be gossiping, and they're here doing something. I was too shocked. I just stood, I froze. I froze on stage. I'm like, okay. So we went down later. And then I was so worried, I was disturbed, I was upset. I'm like, you didn't even ask me. I thought it was supposed to be gist. You were laughing with somebody else. Then it came to my turn and then you just fled up and all. So by the time we went downstage, he told me, see, I felt like you were supposed to be on stage. You should have been responsible. People are watching you. You should have been responsible to just stay on stage and sing. And I told him, but well, I had answered the lady in the way that you would have even answered her. It wasn't something to, go back and forth about. I just felt I should share as per gist. And then he just thought you were being irresponsible, like you're just being on stage, and then you're even coming back to even tell me something that would dampen my spirit when the meeting is about to start, you know, and all. And then, you know, subsequently I told him, okay, I want to go home, because I was really upset. I want to go home, and he said, no, I'm really sorry. That's another thing that, you know, I realized. We're a generation apart, but he's quick to say, I am sorry. He's not puffy and saying, oh no, I'm the man, you know how older than you I am, you know, and all. He's quick to, you know, admit and say, okay, I know I was wrong in this, I'm sorry. And I don't know if it's right to say, but I believe that it's also, it's not a problem if you say a man is as well teachable, because I know that sometimes I say to him, oh, I feel this and this should be done this way, and he's like, oh, okay, your method makes sense, and then we go my way. He's not the man who will say, this has to be my way or nothing else. So in fact, when we got married, he said to me, I know that they say the man is the leader, the man is the person who is forward, but guess what? Our leader is the Holy Spirit in this home. So we depend on God for everything. We look to him for decisions. You can have the touchlight to move us to in a season of the marriage. I can have the touchlight, I'll move us in a season of marriage, you know. So basically, that was one of the rifts we always had. He was always outright with his, you know, he can confront me, he can talk about, but I'm always, no guy, pipe low. Don't do it like this. Do it with some sort of, you know, style. So that's it from me.
Yeah, so for me, in the 3 years that we dated before marriage, we only broke up for 24 hours. I'm not even sure it's up to 24 hours. We're back, but I think if I'm correct, because I'm not sure I have great memory like her, but if I'm correct, I think the issue was she visited where I was staying, and it was a trial. It was a trial from my own end, and I wanted her to help me wash my clothes. It was a trial. I just wanted to know. We already settled that we're going to get married, so I just wanted to know, you know, it's important for me to really ascertain whether this is something she would not have problem with, because if she has problem with it in the relationship, she will definitely have problem with it in the marriage, where we will now need to maybe get somebody to do it. In the case where we cannot afford it, my wife would say, I can't do it, kind of. And she said, I don't know why she just came up and said, maybe she was echoing somebody else's ideologies, not ours. She said, I know we are not married yet, I can't wash your clothes. And I said, oh, if you won't wash my clothes, I think for me, I don't think I want to go on with the relationship. And just like she said, I think yes, going back to the second question, what really attracted me, she too is quick to say sorry. She too is she knows what she's got, and she wants to do everything in her power to keep it. You understand? Don't allow trivial things. Nobody is holding on to my way. Yeah, my way, it must be my way, and she apologized in less than 24 hours that she's sorry. In fact, I think she even washed the clothes the next day or something like that.
I remember.
And I used to wash my clothes, so it's not like I cannot do it. For me, it was more of a trial. Like, you know, that's what relationship is for. If in case there are young people watching, you know, try to see that, you know, people who don't have that period to really cut and have a relationship. Most times when they get to marry, that's when they are now trying out things and all of that. So that's it for me.
Okay.
Truly, I think I made the best choice, because the things that I looked out for while we were dating were actually the things that I'm seeing right now. I looked out for, I know the pathway that I have chosen, you know. I wanted that woman that would be able to understand with me, and for 8 years, man, my wife was that person. I'm telling you, as in through the valley, on the mountain, you know that you've got a support. She's not the type that will back out because you are going through a low time. Yeah, no, she's not. Rather, she would even see how she can complement when you're going through a low time, and she's been of great help in this marriage, financially and all of that. Yeah.
Okay, 8 years. It's been a time of learning for me. A whole lot. I mean, when I met my husband, I was, first of all, I had a hunger for God. I really desired. I knew that there was more in God than met the eye. So I had this desire. I knew that there was more. And then meeting him helped me to know that indeed you can get more in God and you can go all out for him. So for me, it's meeting him from that point till we began the journey, relationship, into marriage. I can say that I have been able to know or apply my hunger appropriately for God. I've met the Lord. I've met leadership. I've met Jesus in Polite, and I'll say it every time that it's possible for you to just take a blind step and say, okay, fine, let's just get into this journey. Yes, I knew I liked him. Yes, I knew that, we had a relationship, but sincerely, it was okay, let's see what this. In fact, there were times prior to when we got married, my parents would say, hey, so you mean your husband is not doing a 9-to-5 job, no salary at the end of the month? How do you want to cope? And, they went on and on and on. And I said to them, one of the times he told my dad, so when we reach the bridge, you cross it. And my dad said, that your boyfriend is very disrespectful, very, very disrespectful. How can you say when we reach the bridge, you cross it? And I told him, well, Daddy, that's his way. I knew that it was a journey of faith. And thus far, I cannot say that the Lord has not helped us. We've moved we're not where we were meant to be, but we are taking our journey one step at a time. We're seeing the hand of God every moment. We've never slept without food. We've never, gone hungry, gone on the road, begging. Never ever. God has seen us through the journey, and I'm so excited that I'm learning more about God. I'm feeling the hunger that I have and the passion and desire for God, and I'm also seeing my family, my children, my husband, growing in God, growing in faith every moment, and I'm so grateful for that. 8 years has been so beautiful. I know that the years ahead will be more glorious.
I had written a song for her, and I did it on our wedding. I want to redo. I think 8 years ago was the last time I did that song to her, and I want to do it again. Just repeating it from her. I wrote this song as far back as 2002. Let me give credit. I didn't write the wordings. A friend of mine, Good News Eric Martins, then Good News Obi, was a poet, so she put down some poetry, love poetry, and I told her, can I have it? I want to put melody to it for the woman that I will marry in the future, because I told her that this just what she wrote there fits the kind of woman that I'm looking for. And she said, go ahead. So I'm giving credit to who had the words. I put the melody. So I'll just quickly do the song. It says, your pulchritude expels my nightmares. Your smiles inspires my anger. Your wings inspires me to great heights. Your nods of approval enables me. Your wise advice encases my folly. In your eyes I see hope for tomorrow and a willpower to stand the test of time. I used to think your beauty was ephemeral, but now I can only match it with the stars. It dazzles like the brightness of the sun. I admire your intelligence and credibility. Your faithfulness, I admit, is outstanding. Your godliness strips me of my feet. Your coming into my life gave me a keys of life.
So because you know you're the boss, and when you sing, everybody else cannot sing
pray.
after you.
I pray.
I'm going to say my song in words. I want you to know that I love and appreciate you. I'm so grateful for. I read something a few days ago. The person was just asking, do you wonder why they call? Do you wonder why they call the man the groom at the wedding, and then the woman the bride, and then subsequently she's called the wife? He said because the man is meant to groom the woman to become the wife. So I have seen, I mean, you've groomed me into becoming a better version of myself, into becoming what God will have me to be. You've been patient, you've been teachable, you've been, you know, the way that it suits me. Like, I try to say, oh, please, I think you should work on this, I think we should do this. And then you're like, oh, okay, fine. Then it feels like you didn't even listen to me, or you didn't even hear me. Then 2 days down the line, I'm seeing you doing exactly what I had suggested or I had spoken about. It means a lot to me that I have someone who can hear me, who can see me beyond me, and, you know, and act out or become, you know, the desire or what I've desired or what I've spoken about. I want you to know that I really, really love and appreciate you. Words may not be enough to capture even sound, because I am not a bad singer.
I pray.
It's not enough to capture how much you mean to me, and I will go on this journey again and again. You remember you asked me 2 weeks ago, you're like, okay, so if someone asks you, will you still marry me if you have the opportunity to? Yes, I will. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, baby.